Hi, it's Bruce. It's Sunday, May 8th, 2011. Happy Mother's Day. I had a good few weeks. I've actually been on grand jury duty for 2 weeks. I have one more day to serve, and boy, they keep you busy. 9 to 5, case after case after case after case. You just send them on to court, you know, mostly. Okay, I've seen 4 shows since last I blogged, and a couple of these I think you're not even going to be able to see anymore. 2 of them. But let me get to it. The first show I saw was A Minister's Wife, which is based on George Bernard Shaw's play Candida. I don't know if I've mentioned to you in my years of blogging, I'm not the biggest George Bernard Shaw fan. I have no culture. What can I say? So this is like, it's written by, the book is by Austin Pendleton, always one of my favorite actor-directors, and the music is by Joshua Smith with lyrics by Jan Levy Tranen, and they did The Adding Machine, which I thought was very interesting. I enjoyed The Adding Machine. Modern kind of music, not always my favorite. I thought it worked in The Adding Machine, not so much here. It's sort of like a modern operetta sort of thing. And because it's based on Shaw, and it's cut down to 90 minutes, I don't think it works quite well. However, it's a beautiful production. It's at the Mitzi Newhouse. Once again, I always say Lincoln Center gives you great productions with great casts. Kate Fry as Candida, Marc Kudisch, always wonderful, as Reverend Morel, and Bobby Setgert, hi Bobby, always love Bobby, as Eugene Marchbanks. I love Bobby Setgert in this especially, and the cast is good, and it's just not my favorite kind of music, but a lovely production. It's almost like I can say it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Not high praise, but I enjoyed it, okay? I guess that's not a rave. Anyway, okay, now my rave. Well, again, if you watch my blogs, you know that I don't see a lot of shows over and over again. I usually see a show, maybe I'll see it a second time, like Billy Elliot when Emily Skinner went into it, so I wanted to see it again. But American Idiot, I went to the final performance. My best partner, boyfriend, husband, Bill, got house seats for the final performance. Now, this is the 4th time I saw American Idiot. I had to be there for the last performance. I was like in tears. You know that it was like my favorite show last year. What can I say? And Billy Joe Armstrong was in it. Green Day was in the audience. It was a stunning, exciting night, and it ended with Green Day coming on stage and doing a 45-minute live concert, which everyone stood through the 45 minutes. We were all on our feet for this concert. Amazing, amazing night. One of the best theater experiences I've had in my entire life of theater going. I include the final performance of American Idiot right up there with the Nicholas Nickleby, the performance where Chorus Line ran the longest, and Michael Bennett did that incredible performance with like 400 cast members. Right up there with some of the great things. It was just so exciting to see Green Day. 2 of the cast members actually jumped into the audience and body surfed their way to the back. You don't see that at the St. James. So I'll tell you, it was a fun night, and I loved that show. I'm glad it had its year run at least, so ran over a year. Okay, now, then we went, I never also go see operas, but I wanted to see Stephen Schwartz's opera Seance on a Wet Afternoon because I love the film. 1964 film, written by Brian Forbes, the screenplay, and it's always been one of my favorite. If you haven't seen this movie, Netflix it or rent it. It's really a wonderful movie with an Oscar-nominated performance by Kim Stanley. Opera, both Bill and I agree, opera is not our favorite genre. It was very funny because afterward we ran into three people who posted on All That Chat, and they all had the same opinion. They just don't like opera. The tones that come out of the voices, it's just that we're used to musical comedy. Call me a plebeian, but I have a hard time in opera. However, I enjoyed Seance on a Wet Afternoon. The cast, Laura Flanagan and Kim Josephson were the married couple. She's a medium and he's her ever-obedient husband. And they were both wonderful. The little girl, it has to do, without a spoiler, it's closed now, but I'm sure it'll be going on. They kidnap a child. I don't want to, that's all I'll say, is they kidnap a child, not for money or anything, but because she wants to get her medium, she wants to expose where the child is as a medium, because she's a medium, and because she doesn't get much recognition, and this will be her big, everyone will now know she's a great medium. Well, things don't go so well. I wrote this girl's name down, and now I can't read it. Bailey Gray as the young girl, and Michael Kaplan-Mayo as Arthur, that's all I'll say, are all wonderful. And the plot is so good. The story from the film and the novel, which I never read, comes through in the opera, and it's like a nail-biter. There were teenagers in that audience talking afterward about how great it was, and that was really great. So Stephen Schwartz did a wonderful job. There's some melodic music in it. It's more of a melodic kind of opera than a modern off-key opera, whatever that's called. And I did enjoy it. Beautifully staged by Scott Schwartz, Stephen's son. Great work on the direction. Great work on adapting the libretto. And it was very enjoyable, but it was an opera. Okay. Now, the last show I saw, which was just yesterday, is Lucky Guy. Lucky Guy is in previews. They've got like at least a week and a half more previews. We know a couple people involved. We know that it's being worked on. They're actually replacing the whole complete number toward the end, restaging, I guess. So this is just, they're really working on it. However, I had quite a lot of fun actually with Lucky Guy. Spoiler, not spoiler, just telling you the truth here. The guy who wrote the music, book, and lyrics, Willard Beckham, I was a friend of like over 30 years ago in Cleveland, Ohio. We used to go out to bars and drinking, and we had, there was a group of us, we'd go out dancing, and he'd have brunch at his apartment with our friend Bill Concoy, who's no longer with us. And so Willard was a great old friend, and I hadn't seen him, and I saw him there, and it was great to see him after 30-some years. The cast is wonderful. Leslie Jordan, Varla Jean Merman. Now there's a sight gag right there. If you know Varla Jean Merman. Varla Jean Merman is a drag performer who's like 6'7". Leslie Jordan is that tiny little guy. Jim Newman, so cute, as the lead guy. Savannah Wise, adorable, and Jen Colella. It's a wonderful cast. It's corny. It's corny, it's fun, and you know, I really had quite a good time. I had a lot of laughs. AC, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Bill will know because he's worked with him. But I know AC. Sorry, AC. But I know AC a little bit. And he's been doing new choreography. I think it's kind of very entertaining. But corny. Corny, don't expect rocket science here. It's all tongue-in-cheek. William Ivy Long, fabulous costumes. Varla Jean Merman wore some fabulous costumes, And it's got quite a lot of laughs. And Jim Newman is so cute. Oh, I did want to mention there's a chorus of 4 guys named the Buckaroos. I want to mention each one individually because they're so adorable and funny. Callan Bergman, Xavier Cano, West Hart, I can never read my own writing, and Joshua Woody are very funny as the Buckaroos, who pop up in numbers in all kinds of different costumes. So they'll be working on it for a couple more weeks. It's going to open, and as I said, I think it's corny fun. I know Willard didn't want anything more than to give people something that was just entertaining and all silly. All takes place in Nashville. All right, so I'm going to do a blog about the Tony Awards next because the nominations just came out. See you later.